After a successful day as GGC celebrates Military Appreciation Day, we're joined by a very special Grizzly of the Day. He's a Maverick. I've been called a Goose. It's our in-house top gun in our Grizzly of the Day, assistant coach John Ihlenburg. John, how are you?
I'm doing great.
22-year Navy veteran for you. What is a day like today? As a former pilot, I guess once a pilot, always a pilot, right? But
Absolutely,
for you,
yeah.
what is it like to have a day like today and see that fly over top?
I just probably rather been up there, but it's pretty special. They was appreciated that they would take the time to come out and do that for us.
I'm going to ask you to critique two people. The Grizzlies in a second, but the pilot, how did he do on the timing? Did he do okay?
He did fine. I mean, we had it all set up. As long as Dale pushed the button at the right time, we were in good shape.
That's right. It was a great day here. A lot of friends and family of military members of our student athletes in our community were here on hand. Go ahead, Kennedy, roll the highlights. I'm just going to talk with John here for a little while. Ashley Simmons, first pitch there. You going to take credit for that? Did you coach her in that regard?
I was here for that. Yeah, absolutely.
So great day to be a Grizzly here. Critique the Grizzly performance today. Big sweep over Truett-McConnell, avenging one of their losses from earlier this season.
Yeah, I mean they're a scrappy team, and we did a good job of hanging in there with them, and coming up with two big victories. I'm really proud of the girls, the way they handled it. It was a good show.
And what values have you brought to this program? I know Coach Cat has brought you on here, and you've really you have your paw print on this program. And just give me some ideas of some of the values you've brought and changes that the girls have impacted on you.
Well, I don't know if how much I've put to them out here, but what I try to get them to do is play as hard as they can. I want them to be they're college athletes, and I want them to play like outstanding college athletes and have fun doing it. And that's the big thing. Like I said, I want them out there and dazzle me every day on their defense, and for the most part they do. I mean, so it's just they're a great group of girls, and I couldn't be happier being here.
We saw that today. Tori Robinson, a great play at short there, a diving effort on her knees. We saw Courtney McKenzie back behind the play, made a crucial out for GGC in game number 2. For this team being the unanimous #1 team in the country, it's taken Coach Cat 5.5 short years to get to this point. What is the ceiling for this team, and what are the expectations for you?
Well, you can look at the numbers out there. I think, there's only been 13 #1 teams in the last 20 years or whatever, and we weren't even around for a third of that time. So I mean, that's pretty impressive in itself, and it's just one thing that we've got that target on our back, and want to keep it there.
How is it different from a coaching perspective, building the program and accumulating wins versus now being the top dog and people are gunning for you with that target?
Well, it's going to make us play better. When you get challenged every day to play your best, it hopefully brings out the best in everyone out there. So I look forward to the challenge, and I hope they do too. Like I said, it's only going to bring us out the best in us out more as we go along. 2
big home runs for the Grizzlies on today. Brianna Fickus hits a long one over the scoreboard, and then Aubrey Cox gets on the action too as well as GGC sweeps the doubleheader over Truett-McConnell. Piper Wagner does a great job inside the center circle in game number 2. John, I'd put you on the spot and ask you to vote for a Grizzly today, but I won't do that here. It's a celebration for GGC and Military Appreciation Day, and the Grizzlies come through with 2 wins. For you in this program moving forward here, I've got all sorts of numbers about winning streaks and records and #1s.
Yep.
We hear a lot about the process. What is the process, and how has this team embraced that process?
Very well. I guess we've got several things we work on. We're quality at bats is certainly one of them. We've got a list of about 7 things in the dugout. We track every game, and we check them off as we go along. So we've got goals throughout the entire game to focus on and try to get right. And when we do our job and make those checks all the way across, we're very successful.
Well, John, I've told you this behind closed doors. Thank you so much for everything you did today and coordinating this effort and organizing and helping us with Military Appreciation Day. I wanted to say this publicly in front of everybody. Not only thank you for today, but thank you for your service. 22 years as a pilot in the Navy, and we greatly appreciate everyone out there, to our armed forces, men and women domestically and internationally, that protect the country, so I can stand behind a microphone and blab about softball while we have wonderful student athletes and coaches that play the sport that we love so much. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
No, and I want to say thanks to all the veterans that showed up today, because, like I said, I'm so proud of them and what they've done for the country. It's this isn't about me. This is about them, because they've done the hard work. and I really appreciate them doing what they do.
And that is how you do a shout-out. That'll do it for us here at Lawrenceville, Georgia. The glory goes to the Grizzlies by final scores of 6-3 and 4-2 over Truett-McConnell on Military Appreciation Day.